भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। हे प्रभो आनंददाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए, शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए। लीजिए हमको शरण में, हम सदाचारी बने। ब्रह्मचारी धर्मरक्षक वीर व्रतधारी बने। हे प्रभु आनंददाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। Dear Ramesh ji and family and brothers and sisters, today I am very much delighted to be here in this family, and I also feel that you are really very special to me today, and somehow you have arranged this lecture here because you are blessed by the Almighty God to think something like this. Many people cannot spare time for things like this. They can spend their time sitting in front of TV, say going to clubs, just going to downtown, just to have a walk in the streets. But very blessed people can spare time for this kind of educational thing. That's true. In the life, lots of things are important, but there is nothing more important than that. Me janena sadrisham pavitramih vidyate. In this world, there is nothing more auspicious than that knowledge. The most important thing in this world, in our life, is that knowledge, only knowledge. This is something like, say, the light, the headlight in the car. If there is headlight in the car, you can make your way, you can know your way, you can find out. You can ignorance is just like darkness in the life. You don't know how to cope with the life and how to solve the problems of life. Just spoiling things. Therefore it is said, knowledge is the root cause of suffering in the life. And the principle behind this is, more the knowledge, more the happiness. And more the ignorance, more the sufferings. Very simple. If you have more knowledge, and if you make your life difficult, full of sufferings, you make others suffer. Say for example, you are a good driver, you make your life lack that knowledge of driving, they make their own life difficult, they make others' life difficult. Either they kill themselves or they kill others. So bad. Same is the case with the knowledge. Easy. And we know that our ultimately wants happiness. Everybody wants sufferings in the life. So to achieve our goal, to be happy, we need knowledge. If you want to be more happier, you need more knowledge. If you want more knowledge, then share it with someone. Get it from someone. Find it out where it is. Very simple things. And only with the help of knowledge you can be more happier. These are the best means of being happy in our life. And somehow you family people believe in this formula. That's why I am here and we are here. As we parents feel the duty to look after our children and to help them. Similarly, this is my duty as an Acharya to look after my community, my friends, my society, my country, wherever I may be. It is my duty. It is not just say a service, but it is a duty. It is a moral duty of every Acharya, every Pandit to make the whole society knowledgeable. It is the duty of the society doctor to look after every member of the society and make everybody healthy, keep everybody healthy. It is the duty of parents to look after children and keep them happy, healthy, and make them more educated and give them good training. This is the duty. You see, everything is say because of the duties, and this way we all enjoy together. There are lots of subjects basically. There is infinite knowledge. Knowledge is just infinite. You cannot count it. You may need infinite years to achieve that knowledge. Knowledge is a very, very big deal. No end, no beginning. Infinite knowledge. Like God is infinite, knowledge is infinite. God is eternal, knowledge is eternal. God is all-pervading, knowledge is all-pervading. Knowledge is a very, very big deal. We know very little. And we don't know a huge amount of knowledge. We know very little in this world. So we all are the seekers of, we can call it knowledge. I have to discuss over those things. Important topic to me and very important topic to everybody, to which we cannot forget. Forget this topic, you will certainly go wrong at any time, no doubt. And you can make your life the hell at any time. You can, no way, and you will agree with me. And if you just forget this chapter, gone, everything is. To me, after a long study of our Vedas, Upanishads and Darshans, I have come to the conclusion I always give the lectures on this topic first. This is my first priority. Future or not, use it properly. You may not again follow the same route in the future. So, it is my duty to make sure that you all must be enjoying your life wherever you may be. So, this is such an important topic. Very important topic to know. Everybody must know it. And this topic is Karma Phal Siddhanta, philosophy of action. Very simple. You see, today we want to know what to do, what not to do. Very simple in our life. Very simple question. The reason behind is we cannot live without doing anything. Nothing in this world is static. Everything is in motion, in action. All the time in action, action. One cannot stop. You have to go. आरी है. ये चले वो जिंदगी होती है. चलते चले. चलना चाहिए. Sansar means which always move on all the time. It cannot stop at all. Once you stop, death. That's it. One cannot stop in this universe, and there is no stoppage whatsoever. Even after death, there is a living still on. Chemical reaction is going on and on. When we die, still composition of the body after death, decomposition of the body. But it is not. It will be different. There is a say continuous change. Action is going on all the time. Therefore, it is cannot stop. Laws of Prakriti compel us to do something. They cannot move and do something. How to do? Law of this universe is always very important. Just dreaming is not enough. Change the world. Even it is said, Yah Kriyavan Sa Pandita. Only speaker, good speaker is not a Pandit. One who does Havans is not a Pandit. Pandit is he who is acting upon that knowledge. Yah Kriyavan Sa Pandita. One who is acting, doing something, following the knowledge. Not he is just chanting the principles, but acting upon the principles. The scholar, the Pandit is he who is acting upon those principles, who is not just chanting. Chanting is not enough. It is good, but not enough. We call it just he's chanting like a parrot, doing nothing. Many times we say, our old people say he knows everything but does nothing and suffering a lot. Very simple. He knows everything but does nothing. You cannot make anything in this world. Unless and until you go out and work and do something, you cannot earn your bread. You have to do something. Without that, you cannot achieve anything in this world. So action is very important and we cannot escape from it. We have to do something. And therefore you see, the very first question in our mind comes always what to do, what not to do. In Gita it is said, Kim karma kima karmeti kavayo petra mohita. What is to be done, what is not to be done? Very difficult question to answer. And before we do anything, before we start doing anything, the first question is whether to do it or not, how to do it and how not to do it. Is it good or it is bad? Even you see, every moment there is a question. When you just start taking one step ahead, left or right, this way or that way, all the time, your steering asks you, Master, where do you want to go? Left or right? Here or there? Where? Every single second, and you are not only single second, but in the fractions of seconds, you have to take hundreds of decisions, and then only your car is moving on in these two lines. The two lines. Time, you may go wrong anywhere at any time. Maybe a tragedy in the life. All the time, we have to judge, we have to take the decisions, and only then we can survive in this world. That's a very big question and struggle every moment. What to do, what not to do. What's right, what's wrong. Very difficult. In the college, the girls asked me, she came to see me and asked me after my lecture, she said, Acharya, I can do lots of things basically. I can do lots of things in my life. I can do hundreds of things together. But I don't know exactly what thing should I do and for what reason God has given me this birth of human being. Which is the best thing I have to do. Though I can do lots of things, but which is the best thing I should do? I don't know. Will you please help me? So for Emerson, he used to say, he is the most fortunate person in this world who knows the main work of his life, the main mission of his life, and one who has got one person in his or her life, one who knows what power you have got and what you can do and what you should do now, who can guide you, teacher at right time, and one who knows the purpose of life, of his life, is the most fortunate person. We are all confused. We don't know what to do, what not to do. Even when we buy even a needle in the shop, we think 100 times. We see 100 needles, and after a long time we purchase one needle. We think a lot, and then we buy something. And whenever you buy a sari, you ladies, you get confused too much whether to select this or that, this or that, this or that, and it's very difficult to come to the conclusion. And at the end of the day you say, I cannot make a decision, please you tell me what should I do. And I myself know, Ramesh, I cannot buy anything for myself. I say you do whatever, I will just accept, otherwise I will get confused. I get confused, I don't know which is the nice thing, the best thing for me. The market, which can be used only once in a life, but still we think 100 times. Here in our life we have to take lots of decisions every moment, and those decisions are so big, we say or we can leave. Just every moment. Question, not only we ordinary people, but even the great rishis, the saints and seers, will say sometimes, seldom they know what's exactly the right thing. Therefore you say, it is said, Kim karma, kim akarma, ityatra kavayo appe mohitaha. Big rishis and saints and seers also cannot come to the conclusion easily. They don't know what's right and what's wrong. There is one shlok And it is said, Tarko pratishtha shrutayah vibhinna naiko muniryasya vachah pramanam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano enagataha sapantha. Lots of but you seldom find they are unanimously say something. They unanimously say something. All the time they are different. All the time they are different. And we ordinary people don't know what is right and what is wrong. Now there are lots of talent which Acharya says something, that Pandit is saying, I gone through the book, it says something else. There's lots of difference, you see, of opinions and views. And we are confused at the moment. We don't know exactly what's right and what's wrong. And if I ask questions, Pandit says, sit down. Mullah says, shut, you are not allowed to ask any questions. Nobody, you see, allows us even to ask question, what's it? Follow me. That's it. What a great tragedy. We even cannot ask the question, why this is right and why this is wrong. And we don't know. Very big tragedy, you see, in our life, and especially in the field of religion. Scientists allow you to ask. Mathematicians allow you inquiries. Our Shastris, they don't allow us. No religion allows us except Hinduism to ask any question. Big tragedy in this 21st century basically. So, it's a very big question, what to do, what not to do. And therefore it is said, Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano enagata sapantha. Therefore it is said, so when you are, better you follow those great successful saints and seers in this world, those who, this is right and this is wrong. Means you follow the footsteps of the saints and seers. You follow the examples they have given. You do something whatever they have done and got the success. You see? So Mahajano enagata sapantha, and that's why we all the time we follow the great saints and seers. We do what they did in the past. We don't do new experiments all the time, but we just follow them and we do something like that. Say for example, if you want to be, say, you think things like Dayanand. If you want to be, say, Savarkar, you think like Savarkar, you do like Savarkar, you will be like that. Because he has proved that if you go this way, you will reach Scarborough. If you go this way, you will reach Markham. If you go this way, you will reach downtown. They have proved, you see. They have already proved and they have shown us. This is the way. If you want to reach there, do this. If you want happiness, do this. Mahajano enagata sapantha. When you don't understand anything, then you read the history. You read the characters and work of the great saints and see, learn what's right and what's wrong. You say what to do and what not to do. Did something like this and he was defeated in the battle. Another king followed this path and he was successful. He made a miracle in this world. So we learn the same thing. When we study history, we just share the wisdom of the past heroes, kings, great people, and we make our. It's a very big question basically, what to do and what not to do, and for that purpose, that's why we listen lectures, that's why we go to satsang, that's why we do havan, and otherwise do all these things. So, what's wrong? So, there are few things to be discussed. You see, many times we are free to do, many times we are not free to do. And especially, we human beings, we are not free. But animals not free. They are totally out of thought. Like a static computer program. Cow is a cow, perfect cow. Dog, every dog is a perfect dog. But human being is not perfect all the time. As we should be. We are not as perfect like all others. We are, as human being, all are imperfect. And therefore it is said, man is not born but made. Daddy has made Ramesh. He is not just born like Ramesh. Daddy made him like Ramesh. We have to make children. We have to make human beings. Otherwise, Without making, you cannot grow these people like so great. We have to make them. So we human being, because we have and freedom of, and sparrows, they built since the beginning of the creation. They couldn't change the color, they couldn't change the style, they cannot change their gait, even not a single screw. Every home is a different home. Every dress is a different dress. Every face is a different face. Every room, because of your ability to do that thing. One who is free to do, we call it the subject, the doer. Once you is not free to do, he goes there. He says, sit down, now you go. He's not the master. And them to do what he wants to do and what he does not want to. But very simple. So we have got that freedom, and therefore credit goes to you. And therefore it is said, human bhoga. Lots of new things. At the same time, we are reaping the fruits of our actions we have done in the past as well. हम भोग भी करते हैं और हम कर्म भी करते रहते हैं. But animals only भोग. They don't do anything new. They don't go graduation, computer analyst. There's nothing. They don't do anything. But we are doing new things as well as we are suffering for our. हम भोग भी रहे हैं. Animals and birds are भोगिंग only. वो केवल भोग में योनि भी है. तो ऐसा दोनों का टुगेदर. यजुर्वेद में क्या कहा है? कुर्वन्ने वेह कर्माणि जिजे विशेष सद्गुरु समा. Don't be living. Just don't sit as in this world. I see sadhus in these days say, I am a sannyasi. Then why are you living doing nothing here? What is the purpose of your living in this world? To live in this world? What is the purpose of your life? Action is the criteria of living. Only doing something is how to live. And don't wish to live just doing nothing, but you must do something. And only then you have a right to live in this world. And you for a long time, okay? Not a short life. So the beauty of this life, you see, just the action. How clever you are in doing actions. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. The beauty, the cleverness of the human being is the action, the ways. And yoga means something, say, balanced. Do things in a balanced state. In a yogic state means it is no more, no less state. You neither you do more nor you do less, but just the perfect is something, and that is what we have to learn and achieve in our anything in this. It is a wastage of time. If you don't do anything and waste the time, money, time, you cannot. So always we have to make used for something good, for a noble cause, and without wasting a single second, we have to do many good things. As I mentioned earlier, we don't know how to achieve something, what to do, how to do. It is said, understand what to do, what not to do. Very difficult. And you see, the law of action, the principle of action, the heart of the law of action is the law of causation. We call it principle of knowledge, secret of knowledge, and secret of action. Causation. कार्य कारण सिद्धांत. क्या करे तो क्या मिलेगा? क्या कारण effect? If you want, say, butter, if you want the butter, the effect, you need to have the only milk, not water, not cotton, not you need milk. Milk, and milk is the cause and butter is the effect. Cloth. Out of cotton you can make any cloth, any dress. You cannot make it out of butter. So there is a relationship between the cotton and the effect. Similarly, mother is the cause and plant is the tree is the effect. So you must know this causation properly. If you want mango trees, you need to select mango seeds. Mango seed get mango trees. You cannot give me even one example where apple seeds, I got mango trees. Could you, Mrs. Ramesh? No? I couldn't see in India, in Canada, in England, nowhere. We have to always make sure what sort of this seed is and what do you want. If you say plant something else, You go wrong and you cannot see between the cause and is the secret of this action of philosophy of action. Very simple. And your knowledge depends upon the how much relationship you know about the cause and effect relationship in this world. So sometimes parents give us advice: if you do like this, you will get this. If you don't do this, you will not get it. And mummy was telling me, but I didn't say, but sorry, I couldn't achieve my goal. I couldn't. So out with your own experience, and then only we do exactly those things which we should do to achieve the same fruit you want. So causation is a very big thing, but I told you in short here. So in short, you say, if you call and good for all is dharma and good and bad. Very simple. This is the formula. And as it is said, paropkara punya. For others, that is dharma, and whatever bad you do for others, that is adharma. Very simple. And what we teach, do always good things for yourself, either yourself or for others. This is the just essence of the law of the philosophy of action. And you see, another principle here is we are free to act, but we are not free to reap. You are not free when you go to reap the fruits. What seed you have to plant is up to you. But once you plant something, and when you go after a year, you have to ma phaleshu kadachana. You are something, you are not free at all to reap the fruits. No way. Once you have to face the consequences. There is no any excuse, or there is no any chance you have got. And not only that, you see, there is no even second chance. Once you do things once you do things, you do it forever, you cannot make it undo. You cannot change the past. Even God cannot change the past. Even God cannot make you 41, Rameshji. 40. No way, if you want to be 41, even God, then only He cannot make the future in one moment. Duty and responsibility all the time to think twice and make sure that every step you take in your life is nothing but right. It is your responsibility. After 20 years, say, sorry, I was a young child, so I made a mistake. So God, excuse me, and I didn't study anything, but somehow you give me this degree certificate and make me a graduate. God will say, sorry, it is too late now. Go to college and then you achieve it. You have to achieve it. I mean, no, it's an excuse. As it is said in law, ignorance is not, ignorance is allowed. It is not the defense. It is not enough to say, I didn't know, I didn't realize. Many times some people say, you see, and I'm suffering now. Your duty and responsibility to make it sure that every step you take is nothing. And past is gone forever. No power in the world can change the past. So there is no second chance. Something is done forever. Things once done cannot be undone. Therefore, we should be very, very careful. And that's why I said in the beginning, do not forget this law of action even for a single second. Even for a single second. In the wrong direction, you cannot make it undone. Gone forever. In the roundabouts, and sometimes the driver cannot make his decision where he has to go jumping into any exit which is just in front of him or her. What they do in the roundabout, and they just see carefully, they make it sure, they take the decision and they again make the decision, and making decision perfectly, and they just jump into any exit comes in front and exit and go up to the spot. Once you jump in, you jump. Good example, say once you're thinking again back, gone forever, past, gone. You cannot come back again. You have entered in the exit. It is the expressway. There is no U-turn, no road, no red lights. Say, sorry God, excuse me. Before London, she tried a lot, but she just tried to hide it. Somehow we accept Jesus. Yeah, that was a good mistake. So, to make it sure that every step you take is nothing but right. That's why I said, do not forget behind this is, think merry, no one, and no sorry. Now you cannot say, God, sorry, now I am a father, make me again a virgin. No excuse whatsoever. no forgiveness whatsoever. No youth. The past is, we should be very, very careful. No excuse and no what a few Hindus like Arya Samaj, those who are really blunt, very blunt, and people call them that very criticizing and very, you say things. But say like others do, not to criticize anyone, but it's a very plain, simple statement. And Adris say, if you go to them and say, if you say, I made a mistake and I'm sorry, you just come. He again, Father, I made a mistake. He again say, don't worry, go, I forgive you. And Muslim people, they are different whole life. Just enough, every sin will go and will be again clean to do anything, as if you have done nothing. Kill hundreds of chickens and hundreds of sheep and goats, cows and buffalo to Hajj once. They are so say happily do anything they want, believing that once they go to Hajj Yatra, and these both Christians and Muslims, they say you did not do anything, you just go, will be okay. You need not worry, you will get your license, doing sin, renew. I know lots of people, only on say Ganga, everything will go. Why worry? Come back from, they feel everything is gone now, I am clean, and they do forcefully again the same mistake, they do the same crimes. And if say, there is one more, you see, for example, if you and you kill it somehow, it's taken as a very serious crime in our Hindu culture, you see, and say, no matter, even then there is a way. Instead of going to Rishikesh, go to Kashi. Things will be okay. Bit longer, you see. Instead of going to Rishikesh, go to Kashi and things will be okay. Everything will be excused. And wanted to see, in Christianity it is said, you just believe in Jesus. I'm not criticizing, you open the Bible, just believe Jesus. And say you remember it, and Jesus will take every sin, and he will tie all the sins together, and he will take that guttery on his head, and he has already gone with all your sins you have done. जो पाप करेंगे आगे हम सब मिलकर के वो सारे का 2000 साल पहले जा चुका है. You have to just believe in Jesus, and that's it. Even not I believe in God, I believe in Jesus is the King God. There is no way. You must believe in Jesus and then God, and only then Jesus will take all your sins. Otherwise Jesus will say no, because you don't believe me and you are worthy of any punishment or embarrassment or any suffering, because you didn't believe in Jesus. Though you believe in God, that is not enough. And you have given us. They say, whatever you do, you say oblation or any animal to the gods, and God give you something, everything will be okay. Lots of ways, you see, people have found out something entirely different. He said, in Veda, use no confession, no concession whatsoever. Every action you do, as it is said in the universal law, and as to all of us, since the beginning of the creation, every action you do, no confession, snan, no tirth yatra, koi balidan nahi hai, kuch nahi, to reap whatever you have already. Jaisi karni, waisi bani. And jo law, very simple, but how religious teachers, and there is no excuse, but you have to do right things. I am a Hindu, don't worry. You just take Ramesh, what a good idea. You just take the name of God. Brothers and sisters, I can show you. You give me just one example. Just take. I'm doing Havan. There is a hot fire pot in front of me and touching the fire pot. What will happen? No matter what you chant, no matter what you think, whatever the facts are, the old person, no problem who you are. No way. You cannot give me once because I am chanting something, I am doing something, and I touch the fire and fire will not. Laws of nature. To conclude this, I can say the word. People say, if God is so kind, forgive us. God cannot do what He wants to do. God has to do what He has to do. He has to follow the system He has given to the universe, the laws made by God Himself. No way. He needs not go. He never given to us. He has to follow. He is bound to follow. He is bound to give the fruits of our actions. You cannot go against it. Just by taking the name of God, you do anything and you will get the same thing. You see, you sit in the plane going to Chicago and take the name of God and expect that you should go right thing. Doing right is more essential. It is to give the emphasis. I say no, do the right and then trust in God. Just doing right is trust in God. Just trust in God is not doing right. No way. You have to do right thing and then you trust in God. Fair enough. Wonderful. Even if you don't believe it. If you are astic, still you have to do the right things. Many times they say, but they do right thing. And many times our astic people believe in God and good things. Many times some delicate-minded people ask me, he's a ass of ours. Still is suffering. What a bad God he should be. You say, I don't understand why it is so. They think just doing puja, he should get everything. You see, farming has a different fruit, chanting has a different fruit, drinking wine has a different fruit, drinking milk has a different fruit, smoking has a different. How do you expect by doing havan get everything out of it? Can you pass your graduation just chanting Om Bhurbhuvasva? Can you get your kitchen, your food cooked just by chanting Gayatri Mantra? Just keep on doing havan all the day. No way. You have to go in the kitchen and you have to work hard and only then you will get something. It doesn't mean that you should not chant Gayatri Mantra. I mean, different things are there. You should understand it very. Don't try to ignore the reality. You see, and the laws of otherwise. It's very important. Lots of religious books. It is said. In Gita it is said. In Quran it is said. But I don't know why padris and priests and mullahs and maulvis, they hide it. And ask them, what about the forgiveness? He says, yes, if you confess, we forgive. See, if you confess, we forgive, especially to believers. Sentence was specially in Bible and showed him the line, a verse in the Matthew, and it is where that shall he also reap. Once again, be not deceived. अपने आप को धोखा मत दीजिए. God cannot but cheat God. Reason is session here. Wherever a man soweth, he shall, not he will. He made it more hard. Shall he also reap? Not that will. He will also reap. No, he must reap the same thing. Very simple. And therefore, dear brothers and sisters, I believe myself. This is my conviction. This is my personal understanding. We will think twice before you do anything. Before we hate people, before we do anything wrong with others, we will think, no, I have to reap the same. And you will avoid those bad things. You will make others happy, you will be happier. You will let others enjoy their life and you will enjoy your own life. And I am sure that the day we realize, we make the whole world the heaven. We cannot stop it. Only because of this forgiveness. I can say only because in the name of religion I say. In the name of religion and thinking something wrong, something bad for others. What a bad thing it is. And therefore I generally, wherever I go, I always try my level best to discuss this topic and want to save you people from these kinds of things. Sometimes you see we do things but we don't reap the fruits on the spot. Yeah, we have to study for 1 year and then we get the results that you are passed. We have to wait for 1 year. You say plant a mango tree and you have to see 1 year, 6 so you cannot reap the fruits of your actions many times. One day, say one lady, you see, went somewhere in a function and she saw a very good alarm watch. See, in that house, and she was okay, and she was thinking, somehow I got it and I will go back home after the ceremony. You see, right at 4 o'clock, that alarm box started singing and shouting, tung, 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 tung. You see, before she just kept quiet. But 4 o'clock, she couldn't hide it. How to stop it? How to stop it? She was just dancing, you see. She could not cope with that watch. And it was just ringing and ringing and ringing. And people, you see, came to know that, you see, we were looking for that watch. But this ring in the purse was the right time to say, tell us who is the culprit. And she was just in a very embarrassing state. You see, means though you have stolen it at 2 o'clock, but you have to wait for 4 o'clock. You see, alarm. So she's 2 o'clock and you cannot hide it. Therefore, it is said, भगवान के दरबार में देर है मगर अंधेर नहीं है, मगर अंधेर नहीं